third. Follows his own shot. Oh, what a block.
5 seconds to go. Passes with a hook shot. Scores with two.
Live from the Summit in Houston, Texas, the Houston Rockets are about to play the biggest game in this city's history.
When I first took over this job, you walk around the city and you watch the kids, and they're wearing Chicago Bulls, all these other jerseys.
Game 7 for the NBA championship. Winner takes all.
The kids in Houston should love the Houston Rockets, and if I can make this city proud of this basketball team and then go out and win a championship, it'd be a heck of an accomplishment.
1, 2, 3, Rockets, go! It all ends tonight, one way or the other here in Houston.
I want to be part of the team that bring the fourth championship to Houston.
And now, introducing your Western Conference champions, your Houston Rockets!
As the Rockets entered the 1993-94 season, they were more focused than ever on their goal of bringing a title to Houston. From the season's opening game, the Rockets played with fierce intensity, led as always by Hakeem Olajuwon.
He is smooth, he is quick, he is agile.
Olajuwon wheeling and dealing.
What a spin move!
He's doing it all.
But now Hakeem not only spearheaded the Rockets' offense, he would also ensure that it would be more than a one-man attack.
Great balance from everybody involved.
Instead of competing with one another, now we are complementing one another. So we playing together as a team.
Rockets are in tune with each other.
Maxwell set for another three. Maxwell.
Early on, the Rockets were unstoppable as they began the season with the league's longest winning streak.
They have been unbeatable this year.
14 in a row. How sweet it is.
And as they headed to New York to face the Knicks, they looked to tie an NBA record by winning a 15th consecutive game. The game was never a contest. The Rockets would not only tie the record, but also send notice to the rest of the league that they were legitimate contenders.
The Houston Rockets going to a record of 15-0, and they do it in impressive fashion. It's one of the great wins in Houston Rocket history.
Houston would go on to win 22 of their first 23 games, the second best mark in NBA history, and they would never lose that momentum.
Barkley goes to KJ and
Hakeem would go on to be named Defensive Player of the Year, and Houston would be recognized as possessing one of the league's toughest defenses.
And that was the key, the defense. But then we had different guys stepping up at different times.
Throughout the season, it seemed that whenever the Rockets needed a big play, they always found a way to get it.
Oh my goodness! An impossible, implausible, incredible three-point play by Vernon Maxwell.
Houston's first-place division finish earned them a matchup with a struggling Portland Trailblazer team. But the Rockets were taking nothing for granted.
Coming into the Portland series is kind of scary because you're playing against a team, a veteran team that's been to the finals a couple years in a row, and you know, heart-wise and talent-wise, that you're going to be faced with, a real good team.
If the once powerful Blazers had dreams of recapturing past playoff glory, Hakeem put them quickly to rest as he scored at will against an overmatched Portland front line. Taking over at both ends of the floor, Hakeem dominated the first two games. And as the series shifted to Portland, with the Rockets leading 2-0, the Blazers desperately looked for inspiration.
It's not going to be the guy who scores the most points going to win this series. This team is going to win the series. The best team is going to win the series.
Portland's plan was simple. Swarm Hakeem on every play. Banding together, the Rockets would now finish what Hakeem had begun.
Kenny Smith, yes!
With all the Rockets contributing in Game 4, Houston easily left the Trailblazers in their dust. But as they looked ahead to the next round, they knew that the Phoenix Suns would pose a far greater challenge. As Game 1 began in Houston, the Rockets hoped that home court advantage would give them the edge against the defending Western Conference champion Suns.
Maxwell in the open court, 3-on-1 pass break. Here's Ori.
A wild crowd at the Summit cheering on an 18-point Houston Rocket lead.
But as the game wore on, Houston would suddenly falter.
And Smith lost it, but he lost the dribble.
And a steal by Marley. He'll step back behind the three-point line, and all of that hard work goes right down the drain.
The Phoenix Suns, they upset the Rockets at home in Game 1. Phoenix now has the home court advantage.
Having squandered their cherished home court advantage, Houston was left searching for answers. In the second game, the Rockets again built a seemingly insurmountable lead.
With another block shot, that's his third of the game. Kenny Smith takes it inside, back to Rockets. The Rockets are just stampeding the Phoenix Suns. And here we go to the final 12 minutes. The Rockets leading at 100-82.
But again, the fourth quarter would see Houston mysteriously unravel.
Why with the rejection? Rockets haven't scored in a week.
Rockets need to stop. 38 seconds left. It's tied at 108. The Phoenix Suns have come from 20 points down to tie the game.
Houston must feel like their roof was coming in. The Phoenix Suns in a remarkable come-from-behind victory.
We're stunned. Nobody couldn't believe it. You know, I thought it was over with.
You can feel the anger inside. You can feel everything inside that everybody wanted to come out and just give their all, because no way we was going to go out without a fight.
Houston was in desperate need of a spark, and in Game 3, that's exactly what they get.
Elijah swings it around. There's Maxwell for three. And here he comes. Vernon Maxwell. That's a three for Vernon Maxwell, who's heating up here.
Maxwell had lit their fuse, and the Rockets would never come back to earth. Emphatically winning Game 3, they would change the entire complexion of the series. The Rockets would take 2 of the next 3 games from the reeling Suns and enter a decisive 7th game, brimming with confidence.
We felt like we was going to win. It's one of those things where you walk in the locker room, you can just feel the confidence of each and every player in there.
It's an opportunity, and we were not about to misuse it.
And Hakeem would make sure that they wouldn't, as he launched a one-man barrage against the still reeling Suns.
Here's Hakeem with the spin. Oh, what a move. And they are celebrating at the Houston bench. Elijah Wan, yes, and it counts. And that will do it. The Houston Rockets on their way to the Western Conference Final.
Hakeem, I'm here representing millions and millions of basketball fans around the world to tell you that you've had a spectacular NBA career. You've led your team to its best season ever. You're a certain Hall of Famer, and you do it with an elegance and a grace that's spectacular. Congratulations on being the 1994 NBA Most Valuable Player.
Even though they awarded me as the MVP, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. So what can I do to let them know I really appreciate their effort, that we all did this together? So I requested for them to help me accept this award, because they're part of it. You know, they're the one that really make it happen.
That moment would provide the defining image for the Western Conference Finals. Facing the Utah Jazz, the Rockets displayed their unselfish philosophy in its finest form and turned the series into a showcase for their team unity.
totally unselfish is how I would describe how Houston is playing right now. Kenny Smith on fire tonight. He's hit 5 3-point field goals.
Smith. 3. Kenny Smith. That's 6.
Wrapping up the series at home, they celebrated their greatest playoff achievement since 1986.
How sweet it is! Houston going to the NBA Finals for its 3rd time in history. 81, 86, and now 94.
The day the Rockets had worked for all year was finally at hand. The first game of the finals had arrived, and it was being played at home in Houston.
Game 1, the NBA Finals from the Summit in Houston.
This place is already hopping. Olajuwon inside. He's fouled and goes.
As the game began, both teams burst out of the gate. But it was the Rockets who would set the pace.
Smith for Maxwell. Maxwell all the way.
As the half raced to a close, the Knicks would be unable to keep pace, leaving the confident Rockets with an 8-point lead. In the second half, the Knicks would change the game's style, and with it, the momentum.
Rebound Mason. Head fake. One dribble. Another head fake. Lefty layup. It's good. And a foul.
With the game approaching its final minutes, the fired-up Knicks would push the Rockets to the brink of a demoralizing home court defeat.
The Rocket lead is only 3.
And to say they're a bit nervous in Houston would be an understatement.
Matching the Knicks' intensity, the Rockets would now beat them at their own game.
Oakley keeps it alive. Ewing with the tip. Olajuwon gets to it. Knicks working it around. Here's Ewing for 3. And it's rebounded by Horry.
Choking off New York shooters, Houston would literally grab back control of the game. All that was left was the knockout blow.
They switch it around. Robert Horry puts it up. Oh, Robert Horry with a 3!
And the Rockets would deliver it with an exclamation point. An emotional first win belonged to Houston, and they were fully enjoying it. Houston had turned back New York's charge in Game 1, but they knew that the Knicks had not unleashed all their weapons.
Game plans for number 2 here tonight. Knicks just have to shoot the ball better. They had a lot of open shots. They've got to knock them down.
And New York's guards would quickly make Houston's worst fears a reality.
Stark for a 3-pointer. He puts it in.
As they bombarded the Rockets from all sides.
Hopper for 3. Yes, it leads to a Houston timeout.
While the Knicks knew what was coming, they could do nothing to stop it.
Maxwell off the steal from Sam Cassell, and the Rockets are rolling. Able to work his way around Ewing.
The Rockets had pushed their way back into the game, and now they looked to Hakeem to win it for them. But the Knicks' defense would disrupt their plan.
Starks with the steal, and Mason has a breakaway.
Clamping down on Houston, New York would overwhelm them in the fourth quarter.
Harper in the front court, pulls up, 15-footer, he drops it in. Maxwell lobs it in the paint. Olajuwon head fake, puts up the shot, blocked by Ewing.
And the Rockets could only helplessly watch as the Knicks stole the game, and with it, the precious home court advantage.
Harper with a monster game, and we're all even at 1 game apiece, heading to New York for games 3, 4, and 5 from the Garden.
They are certainly ready here at Madison Square Garden for Game 3, Knicks and the Rockets.
We knew at that time we had to get it back. The pressure was put right back in our laps.
Back in Madison Square Garden, the Knicks seemed relaxed and confident. New York's home court advantage had been highly touted, and the Knicks looked to give the Rockets a first-hand demonstration. Houston, however, had different ideas.
Well, underneath, wide open for Houston doing everything right. Into there, offhand, baseline, hit tomahawk.
And yes, the Rockets are fired up.
Playing ferociously on both ends of the floor, Houston gave New York little to cheer about.
Up, turns toward the baseline, Lofton picks it up, shot blocked by Olajuwon.
Caught his own pass that way. He did not hit it. And the Rockets extend to a 14-point lead.
Meanwhile, the Knicks are in a bit of a desperate time.
With the game winding down, the Knicks looked for a way to break the Rockets' stranglehold, and they would pin their hopes on their greatest weapon. With Houston's offense ground to a halt, the Knicks drove back into the game.
Right to start. Bounce pass down the right side. Beautifully. And jamming it home was Bonner, and he was fouled. That might have been what the Knicks needed to really get them started.
Maxwell, a three-pointer. No good short. Oakley the rebound. Outlet to Starks. One man to beat. Starks with the layup. It's good. And the game is tied at 77.
The Rockets had wasted a commanding lead. Now this pivotal game would be decided in the final minutes by a battle of wills.
48 seconds left. The Rockets down by 2.
It has come down to this.
Olajuwon spins inside on Ewing. Kicks it out back to Cassell.
Here's Cassell for 3.
He got it. The rookie hit it. Wow, big shot by Cassell.
What poise by the rookie out of Florida State.
And the Rockets win game 3. They gain back the home court advantage.
You couldn't ask him to make a bigger shot than that, and he knocked it in just like it was routine. And I was just so proud of the guy. I mean, it was a guts play.
The rookie from Florida State, with all the weight of the world on his shoulders, buried the big 3.
The Knicks now really have to probably win the next 2 here in order to have a legitimate shot going back to the final 2 if needed.
We're feeling pretty good about ourselves, and we should. We did a hell of a job. But we can't let these guys get back into it, and we don't want to go back home 2 and 3.
Having regained control of the series, the Rockets were intent on keeping it. But over the next 2 games, they would find themselves haunted by the same mysterious breakdowns that had plagued them throughout the playoffs.
Oh, he looked left and kept right on going. Nice pump fake by Harper.
Games 4 and 5 would follow nightmarishly similar patterns as the Rockets seemed unable to get their offense in gear.
And Maxwell, 3 of 18 outside the arc. There's a steal by Oakley. They cut in front of Thorpe, high post right. Rockets looking all around, looking at each other. They don't know what's happening.
As the Knicks now gained confidence on their home floor, the bewildered Rockets seemed always to be struggling to get back into the game.
Rockets are in a dogfight, scratching and clawing and trying to stay alive. Starts to the right wing. Fires up a 3. Bang! We are now seeing an inspired...
2 crucial wins would belong to the Knicks.
Stark puts a spike in the heart of the Rockets.
And as they headed back to Houston, the Rockets had to wonder if they had left their chances of winning a championship in New York. Back in Houston, the Rockets desperately hoped that playing on their own court would provide the answer to their problems. But early on, it was the Knicks guards who seemed at home.
And here comes Starks. Oh, what a move by John Starks. Maxwell turns it over. Oh, my goodness.
Knicks get an easy one.
The guards just not getting it done for Houston at all here.
Take care of that damn basketball. Pyramids killing us.
Turnover, guys.
In urgent need of a lift, the Rockets would look to their bench, and they would quickly deliver.
Herrera on the drive. Carl Herrera. Rockets on the run again. Here comes Cassell, accelerating and hitting. Sam Cassell.
What a job Herrera and Cassell have done off the bench.
Ignited by their reserves, the Rockets starters found new life and helped Houston decisively take over the game.
Back out to Vernon. 3-pointer, top of the key.
Yes! A big one for Matt.
Oh, the Rockets really just taking control.
As the Knicks had done to them in games 4 and 5, Houston now forced New York to play from behind. But despite their advantage, the Rockets knew that the Knicks' most dangerous run was yet to come.
Steal number 4 for Derek Harper, and he set up John
furious comeback would all but erase the Rockets' lead, leaving Houston in grave danger of having their championship hopes brutally crushed on their home floor. With a red-hot John Starks carrying the Knicks, Houston found themselves locked in a frantic struggle to keep their championship quest alive.
Beautiful move.
Clinging to a narrow lead with time running out, the Rockets looked for one decisive blow.
That's in there. Thorpe sets the pick and roll. He's got Thorpe left, posting up, turning. Kenny all alone, a three-pointer. Yes! Timeout, New York! Kenny Smith hits the biggest three-pointer of his career.
84-77 Houston as Smith slammed the lid off the basket with a huge three.
As Hakeem snuffed out the Knicks' last desperate hope, Houston preserved one of the most dramatic victories in franchise history.
And the Rockets win! The ball was tipped. It was partially blocked.
And Elijah Wan with the big tip.
Poco to a 7th and decisive game Wednesday.
Live from the Summit in Houston, Texas, the Houston Rockets are about to play the biggest game in this city's history.
All the planning, all the practices, all the battles, and it comes down to just one basketball game.
This will be a championship determined by wills. But the question is, whose will will it be?
They can't score on us, though. Let's go. Let's take it home. Let's take it home. Break out championship moment. 1, 2, 3.
This all-important game would prove to be a mirror of the Rockets' season.
Into the basket. Wheels out front for Orange. His steps doesn't take the three. Inside to Hakeem. Shovels back to Orange.
Roaring out to a quick start, they would seize control from the beginning.
Maxwell for three. Yeah!
This bounce pass down the right side of Elijah Watt. Got around Charles Smith. It's tomahawked at home.
Yes, the Rockets are fired up.
And appropriately, everyone would play their part to perfection.
Kenny Smith with his best start in the NBA Finals.
In this ultimate game, the Rockets would put on a championship performance that was the perfect testament to their will and determination.
Not long, and it's picked up by Smith. Starts 1 for 12. Long lob down court. Open Elijah Watt. Tomahawk jammed it home.
Houston would at last have its title, and the Rockets would have a storybook ending to their inspirational season.
Maxwell, a three-pointer. Maxwell, yes! Maxwell for three! Oh, my goodness, my goodness.
And the Houston Rockets, led by Hakeem Olajuwon, are the world champions of 1994.
We have a unique team. Guys learn one another, be more friends, and see that the commitment, individual commitment, is not his team, it's our team.
The Rockets are NBA champions!
The way they play, hard-nosed defense, unselfish, and then go out and win a championship. You know, that was my dream right from the beginning. And now to have done it, it's like a dream come true.
To the 1994 NBA World Champions,